What's up, guys? Man, this is Love versus Reality Love podcast. I'm back with another episode, you guys. Appreciate the love and support I've been getting, man. Exclusively on YouTube. Go on and check it out. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell so you get notified every time I drop a vid. Man, give yourself a hand clap for joining me today. So yeah, we're gonna get into a topic that is very familiar for everybody. Yeah, I would say, we get asked this question a lot. Just, what's our definition of a perfect date? What's the definition of a perfect date for you? What would you want to do on that date? What would it entail? Everything of that nature. What's the most effective way of a first date? And so, them are all different questions. So, to me, a perfect date in a perfect world is a coffee date. You want to know why that's a perfect date for me? Because with a coffee date, you can really sit down and get to know somebody with money not being the object of the night. With me not having to spend a lot of money, you not feeling pressured because I spent that money to have sex with me, to sleep with me, or any stereotypical thing that comes along with, going to a restaurant and spending money, like real, heavy money. I said go to Starbucks or go somewhere where there's a coffee shop and really sit down and get to know somebody, because that is literally the rawest you'll be with somebody. The realest you'll be, because all it is coffee and maybe a dessert or something like that, or something of that nature, but it leaves a lot of room for conversation and you're really getting to know somebody. And then that way that you can determine a lot quicker if you connect and, see what's up. It takes out the it takes out the element of money, which I think is getting lost in these days, because it becomes, dates like that become more about what can you do for me financially than it is about the actual getting to know each other and dating. You can't really do that at a restaurant. It's loud in there. There's other folks in there. So to me, to get to know somebody is really like you can take even like a walk on the, I used to have this place where I used to, I'm in Pennsylvania where I used to go, and it's the river. My ex, that was our first little getaway before we actually went on the date and got something to eat and everything, went to the movies and everything like that. I took her actually to the river so that we could actually sit down, have a conversation and talk before the night even got started, to see whether we even vibed and clicked in that one. That way I would know whether I would want to advance the day further or be like, you know what, maybe this just ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing, that type of nature. It's something where you really get to a feel for somebody. Because I think what end up happening is we don't get a feel for somebody, and then when they take you out on a date and it ain't what you think it should be, now it's, oh, all men ain't this, all men ain't that. No, it's just the pool that you're picking from. And you didn't really get a chance to sit down and know them, because it wasn't about the date. It was actually about the food, and he could afford it, and oh wow, he spent this money on that, and it becomes about what you can get me more than what the person really is, because there's a lot of people out there who can afford to take you to nice restaurants and all that and treat you like you're an option. You're a secondary option. You're a runner-up, or whatever place you're going to be in. You'll be in the rotation, but you will not be the main key cog in that rotation. I think a lot of people deal with this factor. That's why, listen, I'm about, these days, man, I'm not going to lie. The first date will not, if you're dating me, the first date will not be to an expensive restaurant. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Because I seen that trick work against a brother so quick. So quick. He'll spend the money on a date, doing all these different things, and then at the end, you don't even have a shot with her. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to waste money to see whether I got a shot. I need to know whether I have a shot through virtual conversation. And you need to know whether you have a shot with me through virtual conversation. Because one thing about it, when you come together and it's a union, it's 50-50. I got options too. I think a lot of females think when you get asked out by a guy, that you're the only option. No. You're not the only option. You're not the only one that thinks I'm fine or that thinks I'm attractive. If I'm an attractive man, I'm an attractive man. You're not the only one that thinks that. So at the end of the day, I think if we both go into the mindset where they got other options, then it wouldn't be about impressing each other. It would be more about, let me really get to know them to see whether we even fit. Because I believe that if you have a conversation with somebody and it's raw and you really just breaking it down, I ain't saying you got to reveal too much on the first date either. Trust me. That's one of the tips I would give you on the first date. Reveal enough, but don't reveal everything. You don't have to tell her everything you've been through, all your past traumas and all that kind of stuff. Nah, just get to know somebody virtually through conversation. What you like to do? What's your hobbies? What's your turn-ons? What's your turn-offs? Those kind of things come up in conversation. And then you dig a little deeper based off those answers. So why is that a turn-off for you? If you don't mind me asking, just it's lead ups. It's stuff that you can dig into and get a little deeper into. And then if it leads to a different conversation, it leads to a different conversation. But to me, rushing it on the first date with the spending of the money and the going to expensive restaurants and the steak, the lobster, and everything like that, you can best believe that brother gonna want something in return. And a lot of women feel out here like they shouldn't have to give that up. If you don't want to, then take the coffee date. Take the coffee date. The coffee date is the best type of date. I'm telling y'all. I've been on several coffee dates with women, and ain't gonna lie, I had some of the best times. It's better for me. It's an easier way to get to know somebody without the noise, without all this and the money and the not having to go broke to ask a chick out. You feel what I'm saying? And so really to get to know the essence of her, how she is as a woman, is very important. So guys, don't be out here just spending money frivolously. Don't do that. Don't just be out here just spending money to take her to Ruth Chris and all on the first date. Then what is you got to look to for the second date? Am I gonna take her to? You understand what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. When you start off, so that's why the you gotta understand. When you start off that high, you have to eclipse that. You can't go below that. Now you done exposed her to Ruth Chris. You can't go to Applebee's next. See that you don't give yourself no breathing room when the first date should be a coffee date. Then you go to Applebee's. Then you work your way up to Ruth Chris, and then you work your way up to the expensive restaurants. That's how you do that. You play it at levels. You level up. You level up, and you get to know the person. Make sure they worthy of Ruth Chris, because that ain't no cheap dinner. Make sure they worthy of those things, brothers. We got to understand, man. Times is different. Times have changed. You got women out here really think you spend $400 or $500 on a date, that ain't nothing gonna happen afterwards. You out your mind. You done bought that. Hey, like my boy Shannon Sharp said. She talking about, I'm trying to see what go with lobster. I told her condoms. Because we going to have sex. If you want anything else, I'll say that lobster. That's a fact to me. I don't care what you say, get offended. But that's the truth. I ain't spending no $500-$600 on you and I ain't getting nothing. But I high and a buy. No. We'll split this bill down the middle. I see a lot of brothers doing that. They're going out with these chicks and they're saying, if I'm spending $500-$600 on you, am I getting something tonight? Nope. Well, hey, 2 checks. Put all her stuff on her check, her bill. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't mad at the brother for doing that. I can't be because to me, y'all both going at it wrong. He wrong for, first off, he's wrong, of course, because if you ask a chick out, you ask her to go on a date with you and you take her to a restaurant, you should pay for it. But that don't mean you gotta get the sex side of the menu. Do you understand? There's a side of the menu that says we having sex. It don't. It says it in the fine print. It's the fine print that you need to read. It's the little words. The little words that you need to read within those confines. They're real small. It said if you order this steak with this lobster, we having sex. I'm sorry. It's in the fine print. I didn't create the rules, but that's what it is. That's what it is, y'all. Y'all gotta understand. That's what it is. If I'm spending 400, well, I need. That's my slogan. I need. I'm just telling y'all, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. On the first, if I'm spending that, I'm sorry. You gotta be a little bit more flexible in your thinking. You got to be. Don't order that. Save that. There's gonna be a time for that. But no, if you order that, there's consequences and repercussions. It just is. Or get that check split. Make sure you got that bread on you. Cause that check gonna split. I promise y'all. Listen, ain't no shame in my game. I wouldn't ask it, but I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't ask a chick out in it and not be able to do that. I'm not going into the date with those expectations because, like I said, I don't date. I'm not dating the same no more. I've done that. I've took chicks to restaurants. I've done that already. That's old stuff. Now I want to get to know you as a woman. Get to know you as a person. Get to know you as your rawest self. And the way to get a raw assessment of a woman, take her on a coffee date. That way there ain't no food in between y'all. It's nothing but sipping on this coffee and having conversation. The less food involved, the more you get to know. Just telling y'all. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't saying you got to use these tips. But I'm just telling y'all it'll save you some money and it'll save y'all some time. And then because for the chick too it's beneficial because you get to know the dude. What kind of dude is he? What makes him tick? What makes him go? What's his motivation? What does he really do? You understand what I'm saying? You get to know each other a lot better in a coffee date than when you go spend all this money. Because now with that money comes expectations. If y'all don't want the expectations of that, take the coffee date. All right, man. Hey, this is Love versus Reality Love Pod, man. I will see you guys. Merry Christmas to y'all. I'm going to be off Monday, so I will see you guys Wednesday, okay? So everybody that's tuning in, I will see you Wednesday. I'm going to take Monday off, spend time with the fam, and relax and chill, all right? I love y'all. Be safe out there. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that, okay? Until next time, man.